Mitochondria serve as the batteries that supply power to the cell. They are present in all cells in the body and have their own genetic material, or DNA, which means that they replicate along with when cells replicate. Now I want to zoom in and talk about how mitochondria charge their batteries. What you see to the right of the blue mitochondrion are the molecules ATP and ADP. The ATP molecule has 3 green dots attached to it. The ADP has 2 green dots. Think of the green dots as the bars on your cell phone. When you have 3 bars or a dominance of ATP, then the batteries are fully charged. As the mitochondria expend energy, they lose charge. Just like when you use your phone, you lose bars. And the charge they use are the little green dots, which are phosphate molecules. To recharge, the mitochondrion has to generate more phosphate molecules to go from 2 green dots to 3. That is from ADP to ATP. That's like plugging your phone into the wall to charge it. The electricity from the wall lets you go from 2 bars now up to 3 and fully charge your phone. And then it returns to full power. Now we're going to put these mitochondria into a real-life context. Now this slide has a lot on it, but I want you to just follow along with me. We're going to first review the pictures and what they mean. We're going to go down to the middle and talk about their functions, and then what happens when estrogen receptor alpha declines. So it's a busy slide, but we're going to break it down step by step. Let's first just focus on the top row. On the left, you have skeletal muscle and its fibers. The little white box zooms in, and the next panel to the right of it shows the microscopic structure of the muscle fiber. There is a little black box on the muscle fiber that further zooms in to the cellular level, and that's the third picture. And when you open up the cell, you see the mitochondria. They look like these little blue sausages in the cell. There's 3 or 4 of them there. If we zoom in on one of these little sausages, you see the panel on the far right, which is the mitochondria. This is the same picture you saw on the last slide. And in this picture, the mitochondria is cut in half so that you can see what's inside it. And what's inside it is a highly folded membrane. And these folds increase the surface area for all those molecules that charge the ATP and the ADP. So you can think of these folds as the power grid for the mitochondrion. Now, if we go down to the green text and go to the left-hand side again, we see muscular functions powered by the mitochondria. This is your strength and endurance. And when estrogen receptor alpha declines, as denoted by the arrows, we see loss of strength. And if you continue on to the right of muscle power and contraction, we see uptake of glucose. When estrogen receptor alpha declines, we see less uptake of glucose and therefore a change in glucose metabolism and resistance to insulin. Another role is in fatty acid oxidation. That is use of lipids for energy. And when we don't use lipids as efficiently for energy when estrogen receptor alpha declines, that results in adiposity or a gain in fat tissue. And finally, cellular repair. Mitochondria are very important in cellular repair. And when these receptors decline, we have less efficient cellular repair and thus inflammation. So again, the basis of the science that we just reviewed is rooted in the estrogen receptor alpha knockout mouse experiments that I mentioned earlier. And we see some of the same parallels in humans. So let's summarize the conclusions of these mouse studies. First, muscle plays a key role in the uptake of glucose in response to insulin. Muscle function is powered by the mitochondria, and when the mitochondria dysfunction, because again, mitochondria is found in muscle cells, fat cells, in various other cells that we've discussed, we see again impaired glucose uptake, impaired fatty acid oxidation, which results in an increase in fat storage, impaired cellular repair, which results in an increase in inflammation, and reduced muscle strength and muscle mass.